Under the scorching African sun, nature knows no mercy. On these endless plains, a missed heartbeat, a millisecond of hesitation, or a single misstep is all that separates life from death. The wilderness has no room for weakness. Every dawn, every living thing faces a contract of life and death. The hunter must find prey or starve. The prey must outrun the hunter to see the sunset. There is no malice, no hatred, only instinct, power, and a fierce primal drive for survival, shaped over millions of years. Welcome to the most brutal battlefield on the planet. The African savanna is not merely a land, it is a massive arena. Here, every creature must endure nature's harshest tests. Everything operates by one simple rule. Only the strongest or the most adaptable earn the right to exist. When the dry season arrives, this arena turns into a furnace. The ground cracks, the grass withers to yellow, and the last watering holes evaporate under the unrelenting heat. During this time, life is pushed to its absolute limit. Water and energy become the ultimate rewards. Every drop of sweat, every breath, and every step must be calculated. Run too soon at a false alarm, and a gazelle exhausts its last, precious energy. Run too late, and it becomes someone else's meal. In the stifling silence of high noon, thousands of eyes watch one another. An endless war is always waiting to erupt behind the dry grass. In that very heat and oppressive silence, the true power of the savanna sleeps. The lion, king of beasts, can spend up to 20 hours a day lying motionless in the shade. They may appear lazy, but in reality, this is a perfect survival strategy. A lion's massive body is not designed for long-distance racing. They are built for terrifying bursts of power. Sleeping is how they save every bit of energy, waiting for the most violent moment of the hunt. Lions rule the grasslands through the power of the pride. This is a highly organized army. The females, sleek and agile, are the primary killers. With haunting silence, the lionesses fan out, surrounding prey from multiple directions. They crawl low to the ground, blending seamlessly into withered grass. When the distance is close enough, tons of muscle explode. The attack unfolds like a blinding dust storm, a suffocating pounce. In the rear, massive male lions with dark manes serve as warriors protecting the territory. Their manes act as natural armor against lethal bites to the throat. But on the savannah, no king reigns forever. Wandering coalitions of males are always hungry for power. Territorial wars are always bloody. The reign of a male lion pride usually lasts only a few short years before being overthrown by stronger, more aggressive challengers. To establish a new dynasty, the victors kill all the cubs of the previous pride, erasing the bloodline of the fallen king. It is nature's cruelty, but it ensures that the next generation is always born from the strongest warriors. However, as the sun sets and darkness blankets the savannah, the lion's power fades. The darkness belongs to a completely different predator, the leopard. Lurking in the thickets and on high branches, the leopard is a true ghost. Their spotted coats are a cloak of invisibility, allowing them to vanish completely into the night and the shadows of the leaves. The leopard does not rely on a pride. It is a solitary assassin, operating with extreme patience. A leopard's eyes can pierce the night, gathering the faint light from the stars. With sensitive whiskers
feeling the slightest vibrations, they lock onto targets in pitch darkness. They can lie motionless for hours without making a sound, waiting for the prey to step into the kill zone. The victim's cries attract scavengers. To protect its prize, the leopard displays unbelievable physical strength. It clamps its jaws onto the neck, dragging a heavy carcass straight up a tree, claws ripping into bark, muscles straining, up into the high branches, completely isolated from the ground. The safest treasure chest for this stealthy killer. If the leopard needs darkness to hide, out on the vast open plains, hiding is impossible. Here, life is decided by speed, and no creature on Earth is faster than the cheetah, a biological machine, perfectly engineered for acceleration. The cheetah's skeleton is light and fragile. Its spine flexes and recoils like a powerful spring. Its claws dig into the ground like athletes' cleats, providing perfect grip at extreme speeds. When locked onto a target, the cheetah launches like a bullet, 0 to 68 miles per hour in just 3 seconds.
Yet, this superspeed is a life or death gamble. The body heats up dangerously fast. Heart and lungs work past their limits. A lone cheetah has only 20 seconds to strike. Any longer, and its body will collapse from exhaustion, internal organs burning up. But the wild always has exceptions. When individual speed reaches its limit, these machines turn to unity. The appearance of a cheetah coalition is one of the most spectacular sights on the savannah. 5 brothers joining forces. They no longer hunt small prey. Their eyes turn toward the massive wildebeest herds. An adult wildebeest weighs up to 440 pounds. Sharp horns, lethal hind kicks. Hunting it alone
is a suicide mission. But with 5 cheetahs, it becomes a masterclass in tactics. Beneath the yellow grass, 5 spotted silhouettes fan out, a perfect arc. Moving in total silence, eyes locked on a target. The gap closes. Then, the grass explodes. The chase erupts at terrifying velocity. Red dust billows, feet flying over the earth. The wildebeest bolts at full speed to escape the trap. One silhouette surges forward like a whirlwind. The leader leaps, claws digging into thick hide. But the giant block of muscle resists frantically. It charges forward, dragging the predator clinging to its back. Then the coalition strikes. Members leap one after another like lethal arrows, striking blind spots. The wildebeest fights, but it cannot withstand the weight from every direction, pinned down by an army of assassins. The giant loses oxygen, exhausts itself, and collapses into the dry grass. As the dust settles, the world returns to its primal silence. The cheetah coalition lies flat against the carcass, chests heaving violently. They have won an impossible battle, but the price of speed remains. They must cool down fast and feast before the scent of blood calls the ghosts of hyenas and lions lurking on the horizon. When the sprinters are exhausted, the savannah yields the stage to the warriors of endurance. The African wild dog does not need to be the fastest, they just need to run longer. Carrying the discipline of an army, they hold the highest hunting success rate. The true strength of wild dogs lies in unity. Before every hunt, a strange ritual, sneezing sounds to vote. Only when the majority agrees does the pack move out. And when the prey falls, no bloody infighting occurs. The adults step back, yielding the best meat to pups and pregnant females. Protecting the next generation is the ultimate law. Sharing this pursuit strategy is the spotted hyena, for centuries misunderstood as cowardly scavengers. In reality, Hyenas are terrifying, highly intelligent hunters, ruled by aggressive females in a strict matriarchal clan. An incredibly strong heart lets them run tirelessly under baking heat, cold persistence until the prey collapses. Then, the true weapon appears. Jaws with a bite force that crushes everything. Shattering massive buffalo bones to extract rich marrow, clearing every trace, leaving nothing behind. But remember, this is a fair race. The prey was not born to wait for death. Fleeing from fangs has forged lethal defensive weapons. On the savannah, those considered food can become the most fearsome warriors. The African warthog, masters of survival. Wallowing in murky mud, creating natural armor against the sun. When facing danger, the warthog does not panic. They back into deep burrows tail first, turning narrow holes into solid fortresses. Razor-sharp tusks point straight out, ready to rip open any intruder. While the warthog chooses defense, the Cape buffalo chooses attack. Nicknamed the Black Death, the terror of even lions. Weighing nearly 1 ton with a solid wall of horns, they remember the scent of predators. Instead of fleeing, hundreds of buffalo assemble, charging furiously toward predators, trampling lion cubs without hesitation, eliminating threats at the root. A brutal, highly effective strategy for survival. Deep in the dry grass lives a small creature with frantic aggression, the honey badger. Smaller than a house dog, it has never known fear. Arrogant toward all enemies, its skin is thick and loose. If grabbed by a lion, it twists inside its own skin, turns around, and bites the enemy right in the face. Venom-resistant, eating deadly cobras. Bitten by a viper, it sleeps for a moment, then wakes up to keep eating. Proof that on the wild battlefield, the ultimate weapon is pure, uncompromising aggression.
No matter how fierce the battle on land may be, the dominance of the dry season ultimately forces all creatures toward the rivers. Water is the source of life. The boundary between the water's edge and the shoreline is also home to the most terrifying killing machines. Here, the rules of the plains vanish, giving way to the deadly silence of the deep waters. Camouflaged beneath the murky waters of the rivers, crocodiles are the most patient predators on the planet. They waste no energy chasing prey. They can hold their breath for hours, slowing their heart rate down to a minimum, drifting lazily near the riverbank like a harmless, rotting log. They wait for the great migrations to bring millions of wildebeests to drink. Returning to the parched grasslands under the brilliant sun, the beauty of the wild does not lie solely in bloody battles. There are creatures that do not need claws or fangs to dominate. Through their very monumental presence, they directly shape and create living space for countless other species. The African elephant is the supreme ruler of the savannah. When a giant herd of elephants lumbers past, thousands of other creatures automatically make way. Even the fiercest lions must quietly hide in the grass. Without needing to roar, the elephant uses its body weight of up to 13,000 pounds to alter the landscape. As it extends its powerful trunk to push over large trees to eat leaves, the elephant unintentionally prevents the grasslands from turning into dense, impenetrable forests. They keep the savanna open, creating space for carpeted grasslands to grow and feed millions of antelopes and zebras. During the harshest months of drought, when rivers crack open to reveal their dry beds, the greatness of the elephant truly shines. With remarkable memory, matriarchs lead their families to underground water veins buried beneath layers of sand. They use their tusks and massive feet to dig deep holes into the dry riverbed. Fresh water gradually seeps out. These water wells do not just save the elephant herd. As soon as they leave, dozens of other animals clinging to life from thirst will surround the pool. The life of the entire grassland is now sustained by the drops of water excavated by the power of the elephants. Sharing the sky with elephants are nature's most bizarre-looking creatures, giraffes. With their long necks stretching straight into the air, giraffes find an abundant food source that no other animal on the ground can reach: the treetops. From a height of over 16 feet, their large eyes scan the entire horizon. Giraffes act as majestic, early warning watchtowers. Herds of zebras and antelopes constantly graze around them. The moment a giraffe stops chewing and stares with wide eyes toward a distant bush, the entire grassland immediately goes on high alert. However, that impressive height turns into a fatal weakness when they are thirsty. To lower its head to the river's surface, a giraffe must awkwardly splay its front legs wide apart. In the moment it bows to drink, it completely loses its line of sight. That is its most vulnerable moment. A perfect target for an ambushing lion's claws or a crocodile's bite from beneath the water.
Over millions of years, African wildlife has operated like a perfect machine. The fight for survival has proven one thing: pure power never guarantees eternity. The fastest can still starve, the strongest can still be overthrown, and giants can still collapse from thirst. True sovereignty belongs to a fragile balance, where every living creature must abide by its own limits. But today, that primal rhythm is being broken. A new force has emerged that obeys no laws of survival, and that is humanity. Instead of claws and fangs, humans use excavators and concrete.
Vast expanses of grassland are being carved up by paved roads and barbed wire fences, severing the age-old paths of migrating herds. Climate change is baking the earth, driving droughts to last longer and become more ruthless. The greatest symbols of freedom, lions, cheetahs, elephants, are gradually being cornered into the final remaining pockets of the world. If we strip away their living spaces, we are stripping away nature's greatest masterpiece. The existence of this world no longer rests in the rain-bearing clouds. The future of the savannah now lies entirely in our hands, our awareness, and our actions. If we fail to preserve the wild, we will lose the most beautiful part of the earth.